I pull up till I can't pull no more. I slow down.
So I think last against Bournemouth, obviously Liverpool finally got a win. It's like they've one win in their last 6 games now.
2
or 5. 2 wins. Sorry. It's 2 wins in their last. Oh yeah, are you counting last night's 90-minute victory?
No, the West Ham game.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I'll give you the 90-minute victory. So 3 wins in the last 6. But it actually didn't mean that much because we were just Bournemouth at home and they've already won the league. But the most important thing that came out of that game was the fact that Salah, I think, broke the Liverpool record for most goals in your first 100 caps. I think he got 70 goals in 100 caps now, which is quite. That's ridiculous, if we're being honest. So I wanted to start the show with the age-old debate, it seems, of not so much who's the most important player at Liverpool, but I want to focus on obviously the front three, but more the two wingers of the front three. So I wanted to ask. I want this question to have a 2-part way because I think we'll have different answers. So I'll start with part A. If you were starting a club right now, and you were the owner, and you could pick between Salah and Mane to start your franchise or club with, who would you pick? Who? And why?
You always get in with these and why questions, eh? I think Salah's record is insane, and 70 goals in his 100 appearances is crazy numbers, and I feel like he gets more stick than he actually deserves because maybe he goes missing for a few games and we think, yeah, he's actually kind of overrated, and that was just a one big wonder. But he has a 70% win rate in every single in his 100 games. He scored 70 times, and I just think that's the most mind-boggling thing because that's pretty consistent in terms of he's just being consistent, and he's often been dubbed the most inconsistent one of the top 3. So I think I would take Salah because I also think he's the man for a big match. He always pulls up. He secured the dub against City 2 seasons ago. United this season, just off the top of my head. I feel like he always pulls up. Where Mane, he's more the man for the smaller match, where he and obviously bigger matches are nicer to win. So I think I'd have to say Salah if I had to pick between the two of them. But yeah, I love Mane so much because I also feel like he's always been there. For example, the Barca game last year, it wasn't Salah's fault, but Mane was the only one there of the front 3, and he's just been here for a longer time. So I also love Mane. Yeah, I think I'd have to take Salah. I just feel like he's more of a ruthless finisher. Yeah.
Yeah. Sandro? Starting a club, who would you start your club with? Who would you build around?
You know what? It's a difficult question. So I have to build my club around the person.
Yeah.
Salah. Have to be Salah. Don't like the guy. It pains me to say it, but if I have to build a team around the person, I think Mane would have been the better team player for the team. I would probably be able to fit a bigger star in the team and have Mane sort of play as a backup, not backup, but support to that player. I think if I'm gonna build a team around a person, then it'd probably have to be Salah. Just the numbers speak for themselves. I don't have to repeat what Boone said. The guy's crazy. So that's my input.
Yeah. Sure.
You guys know what I'm gonna say. I don't like Boyd. It has to be Sadio for me. It has to be. Look, this is my reason as well. Look, I know you score so many goals, dude. That's what annoys me. But look, this is the main thing for me. I just think that the system he's in at Liverpool works for him incredibly well, and he's an incredible goal scorer. But don't show me the stat. I captained him. I know, but it's because he scores. but but no, okay, listen, just quickly. If I'm picking a player for my team, personally, I feel like Mane has the ability to beat a man and create something by himself more so than I feel like Salah is an incredible finisher, but he also relies on the fact that the Liverpool system is so good and he gets into those goal scoring positions so he can score goals. But I feel like if you put him into a team where he is now playing in a completely different system that's not Klopp's and he's the one that you're looking to do something magical, I would say that Mane has more ability on the ball and he's a little bit smarter. He's got, I don't know, I would just pick him over Salah for that reason. And they're both good goal scorers. Salah scores more, but I just think Mane's got more about him. Like, I just prefer him.
Yeah. Yo, guys, I apologize, but I'm about to turn heel and agree with Shaw, eh? If I'm
There you go.
Let me tell you why, though. If I'm starting a club and I have to build my way around someone, so I'm the owner before I even get a manager. So I don't know who my manager is going to be, but I have to pick the player first. I'm very hesitant to say Salah on the basis that I think he's like Raheem Sterling in the sense that he's only good or world class in that system. So that's why I'd have to go Mane because I think he could do well in more than just Juergen Klopp's system. So yeah, I think I'd back him to I'd back him to put up numbers. Maybe not similar, maybe more, could be less. To be honest, obviously we'll never know under any manager. So I think I'd be more willing to take a risk on building a team around Mane than I would around Salah. Just for the sole fact that, like I said, or Shaw even said as well, I think as world class as Salah is, and I think he is world class. I don't care how much like people can hear on him as well if they want, but he is world class. He's world class numbers. But I do think he's a product of he's luckier. He's a product of a really good system that really, really suits him. And he's not the only one. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with that. There are lots of footballers in the world that benefit from being part of a really good system. So I'm going Mane. If I have to build my club around someone. You want to say something? Okay, so my part B of this question is where I think it gets a bit more interesting. I don't know if people's answers will change, but since Liverpool's dominance started, obviously, like, this debate has still been a big thing about, like, who's more important and stuff. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on who do you think has been the better player in the last 2 seasons between Mane and Salah. You can take everything into consideration. You can take performances. Yeah, so in the past 2 years, who's been the better player, Salah or Mane? Sure, you can kick us off this time, actually.
I mean, in this like scenario, I would have to say Mo. Like again, it's just because he fits so well into the system. Look, it's not. I'm saying if I had to pick a player solely, Mane would be the best based on the system and the fact that he's been playing for Liverpool. I have to go with Mo just because his numbers are crazier than Mane's. I can't say Mane's had a better 2 years if his numbers aren't near Salah's, but I just personally feel if I was picking, like, if there was a move to Madrid right now, the player I think would cope the best would be Mane, not Salah, personally. But over the last 2 seasons, Salah's been more important to Liverpool than Mane has been.
I'm gonna heal this episode, so I agree with Shaw right now. So talk to me. Who's been a better player, Salah or Mane?
Hey, bro. So I've got the stats up here, bro. Mane, during his Liverpool career, 185 appearances, okay? Salah, 113. Mane goals, 80. Salah goals, 72. But he's got like 60 less appearances. Not only that, but assists, 25 for Salah, 29 for Mane. So he's only got 4 more assists. And people call Salah the selfish one. I'm not saying Mane is selfish. I'm not saying Mane is selfish, but I'm saying that Salah isn't like selfish either. Yo, bro. It's just because Salah just sometimes like misses some weird shot. Like he just like, and then he goes outside of the box and just like thumps one in top corner like against Chelsea. But it just that's the only reason I can see people not like loving Salah. And sometimes he goes on a drought like he did at the early start of the season. But like 2020, Salah's has been so crazy. And I know Mane was injured for a little bit, but like Salah, god damn.
Thunder, who do you got, bro? Who do you think?
I just want to point out the fact that Mane didn't have a season like Salah had. I think it was 16, 17, right? Where he just like destroyed everything and everyone. So
17.
Yeah,
17, 18.
Yeah,
No.
17, 18.
17, 18, yeah. So I think you didn't have that. You didn't have a season like that. So again, I'm not saying take anything away from Salah, but like recently, Mane and Salah have been getting similar numbers. I'm talking recently. It's just that one season that Salah has offsets, it kind of like distorts the whole image, you know what I'm saying? So, Salah has this many in this many appearances. Well, Salah had a mad season that Mane couldn't match. So I don't think the gap is as big as what the numbers that Boone was projecting state, you know. It's like, yeah. But I do agree with Boone that Salah has been the better. I mean, Salah, I agree with both Camerons that Salah's been a better player in the last 2 seasons. But it's not as big of a gap as perhaps Boone is making it out to be.
I disagree with that. I think the gap speaks for itself because in the last 2 years, I think we can all agree that Mane peaked last season, right? Can we agree that
last season? Yeah.
So we can agree that
he was mad.
He was crazy.
So we agree that Mane peaked last season. So can we agree that like pretty much everyone in the football world was saying that last season Salah was kind of like he kind of flopped. People were saying he flopped, like compared to the first season. Now the ironic thing about that is the fact that he got the same amount of goals as Mane and he destroyed him in assists. So I don't get where. Okay. But
His Uber Eats arrived.
oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I was saying, so Salah got the same amount of goals as Mane last season, and he got more assists. So, but I do know where this misconception comes from, where Mane is supposed to be like streets ahead of Mohamed Salah. I think it comes in the whole thing where like football or just sports in general, actually, it happens in every single sport, where if your game isn't like easy on the eye or like aesthetically pleasing, people automatically think, no, this guy's just like, he's lucky to score like that, like 32 goals in one season. So nah. So I think that's where the whole, the whole Mane is way better than Salah debate comes in, or like even Mare is like way better than Salah thing, because it's easy to watch. Like they're so easy on the eye. But when you watch Salah, it kind of feels like you're watching frame by frame, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't flow as nicely. And that like it happens with other players as well. Like the Messi Ronaldo debates, like Messi's easy on the eye with his goals because he flows through players and all that stuff. Yeah, it's just like stuff like that. When you're too like technical, people just don't rate you like you. When you're too textbook and stuff, people want to see like flair or like just they want it to come naturally too. And I don't think like things come naturally to Salah. Like when you watch him, you can tell he's working like really, really hard to get this stuff done. But I think that's unfair to just like base it on. Welcome back. To just base it on aesthetics, I think you got to put that aside sometimes, man. If someone is banging you, is giving you 32 goals a season, it doesn't matter how he looks. I don't care how it looks. The fact that he's scoring is good enough for him to be considered better than someone else. But anyway, I think we came to the conclusion that in the last 2 years, Salah's better than Mane.
Don't know.
Gonzo's right there.
Greeting, fellas. Apologies for the delay.
Dog, your 2-minute noodles must have caused a fire. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I had to eat them. I'm sorry, bro.
So anyway, as you can see, the viewers, we're still on segment 1. Don has been agreed. And he can actually be a tiebreaker for part A of the question because we had a 2-2 split. So the part A of this question, Mr. 2-minute noodles, was
Mane or Salah, yeah.
Shut up, dude. You don't even, please let me. You come here late, then you drop shit.
No, I'll leave. I'll leave, bro. I'll leave. It's that simple. It's that simple.
I'll turn you. Boy. Yeah. So part A of the question was, if you were starting a club today, or a franchise, if you will, and you could only you had to build your team around one player between Mane and Salah. You don't know who the manager is yet, but you have to pick between Mane and Salah. Who would you build your club around? That's the question. Currently, it's a 2-2 split. So you're the tiebreaker. So big decision to make here.
Let me read you the stats, bro.
Wait. Okay, wait. When you read me the stats, right? But refer to it as player A and player B.
I think it's
okay. Yeah, it's pretty obvious though. Okay. So player A has 113 appearances and 72 goals, 25 assists, while player B has 185 appearances, 80 goals, and 29 assists.
What's your word?
Okay, wait, and player B is younger, right?
B is...
Away,
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But I mean, it's like a 1 year age gap. It's like a 1 year age gap. I don't think it makes that much of a difference.
Oh, I thought
they're
they were
the same age.
by like
they're the same
years.
age.
Oh, they're the same age. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean the stats are favoring player A, right? But stats on everything, bro. So on a serious note though, I don't know. I think you said I don't know the manager. Hey.
Yeah, you don't know the manager. You have to pick the player first. Go around.
Okay, so after I pick the player, do I get to pick the manager?
No.
No, just pick the player.
You have to build around the player.
I think it would be easier to build around Mane, bro. Yeah, Mane would definitely be the easier player to build around.
Gonzo and Hill.
No, bro.
Elaborate.
Oh, okay. All right. Salah's style of football, or rather his style of attacking, requires him to receive the ball quite often. Like I remember last season he led the league in most missed chances, which is quite sad. I mean, he also had top goal scorer, but like if you're leading the league in most missed chances, I mean that means you require the ball a lot, you know. So his usage rate, what's with the emoji? So his usage rate is pretty high, and if I'm building a team, then I don't want to be even though I'm building around that one player, I don't want to make that player like the only fact. If that player doesn't play well, then the whole team doesn't play well. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why I think Mane would be the much better option.
Okay, well that's a different way to look at it. Troy and I had different reasons for why we picked Mane, but that's also a pretty decent way to look at it. And then part B of it, we had a unanimous decision this time. But part B of the question was, who do you think's been the better player in the last 2 years between the two?
In the last 2 years?
Last 2 years, 2 seasons maybe, yeah.
Mane.
Why? Why?
Because he's black. Okay, on a serious note though, it's literally like why I chose to build around Mane. Like his finishing percentage is just much higher than Salah's, and he performs at a high level with a much lower usage rate than Salah. So obviously I feel like if you were to give him the amount of chances that Salah gets like per game, Mane would perform better than Salah did. So yeah, that's why I feel like he's been the better player.
Yeah, well, not to break your heart, but you're the only one who backed Mane for being
Oh
better.
no,
than
I know that. That's why I said
it.
So gents are pushing agenda facts. Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. Agenda.